Hello, my name is Grian and welcome back to the Building Your Comments series. We're now on our 10th episode, and that means we can barely see some of the builds that we made at the very start of this series. Things are starting to get really out of control. Not that I'm ever going to run out of space. So let's get straight into it. JC Lol says build a portal going through a human, #build your comment. Well, I didn't think that that was quite as possible, so I decided to do sort of a thinking with portals type thing where I've dived through one, or more likely the portal has gone through me, and so I decided to do two separate builds where I make exactly the same sized portal and have me going in one end and coming out the other, and me sort of being very surprised in the process. With this episode, I wanted to try and take people's comments and interpret them differently to how they expected me to, and a few other cool little things that I got planned for this episode. So that one works pretty well. You've got the two different portals, and they're close enough so that you can always see the two of them together. So, let's move on to the next comment. Nike someone says, lava doing the floor is a human. So that's a recent meme that's going on, and if you haven't seen it, this might not make as much sense, but it's basically anything playing the floor is lava to avoid it. So what I've got here is a two-dimensional Grian laying on the floor being happy and waving. I must admit I didn't go into too much detail there, and what I decided to do was make a floating lava monster type thing, but that's quite hard to do, because obviously if I just placed lava, it'd fall everywhere. So I decided to build it in blocks first, and what you can't see is that I'm placing loads of barrier blocks around the clay and then replacing it with lava, and you can see the animation of the lava is pretty mesmerizing as it stands there. So that's the lava playing the floor as human. He's like jumping up and trying to get away. So let's move on to the next one. Pug of Pug's Master says build a cow abducting aliens. He spelled alien wrong, but I'll forgive him for that. Because I've already got an alien abducting a cow, I thought I might as well add to the one that I've already got. Not only is that going to save some space later on, but I like adding to ones that are already here as well. So I've got his udders, or her udders rather, clasping onto the top of the alien, which is swallowing the cow beneath it. And then I'm doing like a Superman cow, but it's not actually a cow. This part isn't. It's like a cow spaceship. And what I'm going to do is have a cow piloting this cow that's abducting an alien that's abducting a cow. This one build has gone insane, and I didn't quite make the face big enough, so hopefully you can kind of tell what it is, and I just added a blush there to make the ship look a bit better. So now I'm just adding some glass here and putting a cow inside it to pilot it, and there we go. There's a cow inside the spaceship abducting the spaceship that's abducting the baby cow down there as well. I really like that build. I think it's probably gone a bit too far at this point. No more abducting of that. So let's move on to the next comment, shall we? Important person says, build Waldo hiding somewhere in your world. Well, okay, I will do that. In Britain, by the way, it's called Where's Wally. I'm going to turn around, and I've now built him somewhere in the world. So you're not going to see me build Where's Waldo in this world. You now have to look for him. I have placed him somewhere in this world among the crazy comments that I've built, and you've got to look for him. And if you don't see him, don't worry, I'll show you where he is at the end. If you can see him, leave a comment down below, although you probably will get completely mixed in with all the other comments that this is probably going to get. So, hopefully you found him, and if you didn't, don't worry. So let's move on to the next one. I really like that Where's Waldo comment, by the way. Kusht Miri says, build a tooth brushing itself. Now, I mentioned earlier how I wanted to interpret comments differently to how they thought I would do them. So I imagine they probably thought I'd build a big tooth, like I am now, and it was brushing itself with a toothbrush, like almost like a bath. So I built a pretty cool tooth here. I think it's a molar that I've done. But what I'm actually going to do is make it brushing its hair. So I'm going to give it a face. I'm going to give it teeth of its own and arms, of course, like I do with most of my builds. And I'm going to give it hair made out of hay blocks. It's only got 3 strands of hair, but I'm pretty sure they didn't expect me to do that. Let's move on to the next comment. Swapnil Parachabe says, build the real you playing Minecraft. Well, I can't do that, I don't think, so let's go into the eye of the fidget spinner. Die, Mr. Creeper, die. What? Okay, yeah, that was a little bit weird. So let's go back into the world of comments. On to the next one, which is Just Art Stuff says, build a block digging himself. And I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier about interpreting some of these comments in ways that perhaps the writer did not expect. So they probably thought that I was going to build a dirt block with a shovel in their head or something like that, you know, literally digging themselves. Instead, what I've done is built a dirt block, sort of looking in the mirror and appreciating himself with his hands out, like, hey, he's like digging himself, he's like, hey, I look good, I'm a good dirt block. So I thought that taking some normal comments that I probably wouldn't normally build and then just totally turning them on their head would be a funny way to do some of this episode. Stephen Cipriano says, build a star flirting with an asteroid. Man, there are some difficult names this time and I've probably butchered their pronunciation. So this is a pretty cool comment just because it's nice. I haven't seen this one before, and what I can do with this one is build a star somewhere over this side of the Building Your Comments world, and then build an asteroid all the way on the other side, and they can be like waving at each other and stuff like that. So I've got a star here with its little glowing bits holding a heart, and it's got a little blush, looks very cute, and then all the way over here I can make the asteroid, which is going to be like passing by and being like, sup. So what I decided to do was just spam a load of blocks, particularly soul sand, which looks pretty rock-like, an asteroid color. Dirt might not have worked quite as well, so I thought soul sand was the perfect choice for this. So I spammed a bunch of them, and then I really tried hard to make like a winking face, but it kind of didn't work just because I didn't have that much space. But like the asteroid's like winking at the star, and the star's, you know, giving a love heart. I thought it was pretty cute, but it only really works if you see it. Sonny Alanis says, who else thinks Grian should make a giant snake attacking a plane? I do, and I happen to have a Mumbo Jumbo jet right here to do it with. So what I'm going to do is wrap around this snake, and this jumbo jet I'm not particularly proud of. It's not the best looking build in the world. I remember building this at the end of a long session of Building Your Comments, and I'm quite happy to have this snake destroy it, although the mumbo jumbo face on the front of it does make it look a lot cooler. So I've got this snake which actually looks pretty cool. It's very three-dimensional, it sort of wraps around diagonally, and I've mixed in two different shades of green going all the way around the mumbo jumbo jet, and it sort of looks like it's gonna bite the face off. So I'm really happy with how that came out. So that's it for today, but before you go, I just want to say a few things. This is episode 10 of Building Your Comments, and this was as far as I was going to go. This may be the last episode. However, if you want it to continue, I need you to tell me. I need you to leave more comments down below, and if you want this series to continue, please leave a like. I don't normally ask for likes ever for my videos, but to gauge the interest on if you want this series to continue, please like the video, and I will continue, and if we make it to 20 episodes, I'll put the world up for download. And now, some of you are probably wondering, where did I build Waldo? Or if you're British, where did I build Wally? Well, he wasn't anywhere down there in the comments. Actually, what I did was I placed him at the top of the Alolan's Exeggutor, and there he is just waving behind his head. So congratulations to anybody that found him there. That is where I hid him, and I just wanted to throw back to some of my original comments that I built here. There's the toilet and the green holding the green holding the green and the banana peeling itself. So if you've been here since the beginning, thank you so much for your support. It means an awful lot to me. So I guess there's not a lot else to say except thank you so much. Look at the amount of support that has been produced here. There has been over 200,000 comments in total from this series, probably way more, and only 100 of them have actually made it into this world. Maybe a bit more or a bit less, but around that figure. So it's a big, big deal. Thank you so much. Now, I do want to make a little announcement for those of you that have made it to the end of the video. I will be attending an event in Northern Ireland in Belfast, so any United Kingdom fans or Irish fans that can get to Belfast, I will be there if you want to meet me, and I may even be doing a live show of Build Swap on stage with Martin or someone, not entirely sure at this point. There will be a link to the event down below. Check it out if you want to attend. It would be awesome to meet you. Thank you very much for watching again, and